Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to episode 17 of the Pitcrew Podcast, where we bring the excitement of music to your ears.
In this episode, I'm going to talk about the Fred Again concert at the Coliseum that I went to by myself. And we're also going to talk about
by himself.
The Gorgon City concert that we went to together. Before we start, make sure you check us out on Instagram. My Instagram is EJAHYY.
Mine is Claudio B_11.
And we're the Pitcrew Podcast basically everywhere. So make sure you check us out, like, subscribe.
Let's get into it. So we said last episode that in June we had a lot of shows, or the next couple of months we had a lot of shows. And actually in June I didn't go to any shows because I was just saving out for July, right? Yeah, July is definitely a packed month, so I didn't want to do that much in June. But Erik, he did go to the Fred Again show.
Yeah, I did. I flew down to California, and while I was there, I had the opportunity to see Fred Again at the LA Memorial Coliseum. It was on June 14th, and the really crazy thing is that he only announced the show 5 days before it happened on Instagram.
Exactly. And I hate this guy because he told me the day before he was leaving, instead of letting me know when he decided that he was going to go.
Well, I hadn't decided because I didn't buy a ticket until I was down there. And I looked and it was still available. And I don't remember how much they were. It was like over 65, I think. But it was
That's definitely worth it.
It was worth it. It was really interesting because the tickets were sold in general admission by section.
Oh, what?
Which is really weird. So you just bought a ticket to a section and then you're supposed to pull up. But you know me.
And then you sit anywhere in the section?
Yeah, you get it first come, first serve. But you know me, I went down and I just sat in the section that was the closest to the floor, basically. But it was on the same side, so I just like walked straight down. And we were like three rows from the front. It was super dope. You remember the Kanye and Drake concert? How they walked down the stairs?
Uh-huh.
Well, Fred Again and Tony, his like sidekick, I'd call him. They walked down the stairs to start, and then there's like a huge ring around the stage, and there's also two different stages, like one on this end and one on this end of the stadium.
And then didn't they have like the walkway around the whole thing?
Yes. There was a moment where he came, and you remember how when we saw him, he was on the drum pad.
Mm-hmm.
He was literally right in front of us on the drum pad, and then all the way on the across on the other side of the stadium.
Just, like, carrying it around? Or
No, it was placed. They just like left it placed there the whole time.
Cool.
And across from him was Tony, also on a drum pad, and he was doing the bass, and then Fred was doing the drums, and they were going like back and forth with each other.
I'm gonna keep this going. Hey, are you ready to meet the real Tony? Oh, shit. Tell us what you say. Hold up. We love you, Tony! Tony doesn't speak, but he does this. Yo, listen, yeah, that. Yo, listen, yeah, that.
It was fucking lit. There was a moment like towards the end of the show where he played Smile on, it's called Danielle. That's the name of the song.
That one's
you
a
see
fucking
a smile on my face.
Exactly.
And like the walkway was just like, so it's a football stadium, so there's a drop from the front row of the seats to the floor, like down to the field, but the walkway was even with the front row. So when that song was going on, people across the stadium, we saw hella people just fucking ran and were on the walkway. Like that went around the whole stadium.
They like
just fucking hopped up on that shit and were jumping and turning up. There's a fat ass crowd. And then and we were literally going to go on our side, and then he fucking stopped the music and was like, "Hey, they're in my ears, like saying that we need to stop. Or we're gonna have to like stop the whole show."
That's crazy.
Or else we would have been up on that bitch.
That's lit.
But yeah, there was also a moment where he went into the crowd and he brought out a abong jar to do Adore You. And so he was like, I'm like here, he's like way over here in this corner. It was on all the shit happened on the same side that I bought the tickets on. So like that's the whole place where he was the whole time.
That's crazy.
And so he had the little keyboard, and then Abang Jar was singing up there. Literally just like there was a section.
What, like he just disappeared off the stage and then he just reappeared?
No, bro,
security
just kind of made a path, and he just like walked up the stairs.
That's crazy.
And then it had like 8 or 10 seats just blocked off in a block, and it had just like a little piece of paper that said like part like for Fred again or like some shit like that. And then so they like while everybody was watching the show, they had like set it up and put the keyboard and the mic and got it over there.
You should have went to sit over there.
Well, I didn't even realize, because when I got there, everything, like all the seats were pretty much open except the ones down like close.
I see.
And then so by the time I got down there and then like it filled up, I was just like too excited to notice such a detail.
That's crazy.
But it was I had a really, really great time at the show. Fred again is like one of my favorite artists. He's like so beyond just a DJ in my mind. So like
I mean, yeah, he studied for like classical music and then became a DJ.
That's why his like compositions are so crazy, on top of his like sampling and production and all that. Exactly. So anytime I have the opportunity to go see him, like you gotta see him. I would have given the show Everyone Should Go if we were gonna rate it, but since I was the only one, I'm just gonna just talk about how great it was.
A complete score.
Yeah.
Motherfucking face,
But yeah, so that was the only show that I went to in June. Also thinking back on it, I thought that we did a lot more in that month, but
we just went to a bunch of soccer games and went out.
Yeah, that's the thing. We were, even when we weren't going to concerts all last year, we were out every single weekend doing something. So it kind of all blurred together. Still haven't really processed all of it, but
doing this definitely helps like bring back a lot of memories.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. It always, because I don't usually look at the videos that I take myself unless I'm doing it for this. Like I don't just go relive the memory all the time unless a song comes on. I'm like, damn, I saw this live.
The point of this episode was for us to do the Gorgon City Enter the Realm Seattle show, and that was on July 28th at Pioneer Square. And I personally had never heard of a show being at Pioneer Square, so that was the main selling point for me, to just see what it would be like, because Pioneer Square is just a block that doesn't have any roads, so
the roads are just like always closed for
construction.
Yeah,
I mean, where they had the show, it's just like the street,
more of like an alley almost.
Yeah, for like people.
Yeah, because that whole block is made and designed for like.
I mean, that's like
around.
Downtown Seattle. That's like where Seattle started. So I think that's why they made it like that, because before, people used to just like walk around and shit like that.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It was so interesting that they were gonna be at Pioneer Square, and I was like, I gotta go, since I wasn't able to see them at Coachella.
Yeah. On top of that, like you said, I've never heard of a show in Pioneer Square, and even still, since nobody's done a show in Pioneer Square, so I had that same thought. Like, I don't care what it costs or how good the show is. At the very least, I wanted to see what a show in Pioneer Square was like. But lucky for us, that shit was pretty lit.
Yes, I mean, I didn't really know what to expect, since I'd never seen them before, but I saw that they were at Coachella, so I was definitely gonna be there.
Yeah.
On the day of, we ended up getting in at around like 8:45.
What'd you just say?
I said, "You've done enough. It's gonna be crazy." By Gorgon City. I think you've done enough.
Ain't nobody talking to you, bro.
Tweakers in Seattle, we just gotta live with it.
Type shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had to find parking somewhere down there, which was a bitch.
And then we had to meet up with our friends, because we went with Khalil and Carlos and Carlos's girlfriend.
Yeah, and you had to buy Khalil a ticket.
Yeah, I did have to buy Khalil a ticket. So
at the entrance,
at the entrance,
the box office was just a guy at a table.
Yeah, it was just like a showbox. How we said last episode, how you can go and just buy your ticket without any fees. It was like that. We just went up, and then we were able to buy a ticket for Khalil and get right in. So that was pretty cool. I really like that. Not that many shows are still selling tickets at the door.
Yeah, especially like 2 hours before. Technically it was already started, because they had like 3 or 4 openers.
Yeah, the openers were already gone. We walked in on the last opener, and his name is Max Styler, and he was honestly going in. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he was doing good. He did.
We were able to see at least an hour of his show, and
yeah.
He did My Dimension.
Every time I look into your eyes, I see the future.
That was a song I was just thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, My Dimension is a Ben Sterling song, but to hear him play at the show, it was really cool, because I like that song.
Yeah, from the Yuma to Pioneer Square.
Yeah. Imagine that. We were just hanging out with the homies, dancing, and Gorgon City finally came out at 10.
Yeah, they came out, I think, like 10 minutes before they came out, a little early, but yeah, it was around that time. And I like their music, but I'd probably say I only like about like 60% of it. So when like it started, it kind of started like a little slow, but it only took like 3 or 4 songs for them to get into like the real groovy tracks.
Definitely. They have a lot of deep cuts, and I would say it's definitely a select like type of,
it's very specific
EDM
type of house.
Or like house music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or dance music, whatever you want to call it. Like what Erik says, like they just started and they started with all the bangers. I really enjoyed the when they played House Arrest.
This is house arrest. Come to wear your Sunday best. This is house arrest. La da di da di da da.
It's a song that they have with Sophie Tucker, and I was really excited that they played that song.
That was the first time that I heard it when I seen the show. I'm pretty
Really?
sure. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. 'Cause, I mean, even now, like preparing for the episode, I like didn't really remember it, but I had the video of me watching it. So
I'm saying I remember it because when I was doing the research for Coachella, like I added them to the playlist, and that was one of the songs that I really liked. So it was cool to finally see it live.
they did "You've Done Enough," which I really like. That song's a banger.
That one's a fucking banger. Hands around my neck, you got a lot of nerve coming from you without a reason to love me.
That's what I'm saying. Like they make bangers.
Bro, they make bangers, but people would just be sleeping on them.
Yeah, because like Voodoo.
Bro, they just...
Oh my god.
Bro,
goodness.
after they got to that point, it was just back to back.
Literally,
bangers.
that was probably like 45 minutes in, and like they were on gear 5. Like that shit was in motion. That they were cooking. It did not slow down from there.
And it was packed. There was
By the time
so many
Gorgon City
people.
came out, yeah, it was full.
Like the whole block. It's literally...
Yeah, they called it Pioneer Square, but they took up just an entire block and just closed all the shops and then put fences around
exactly
the whole thing.
That was so cool, honestly. Just being like in midst of the trees.
Yeah, I remember because we were driving like from past the stadium like up to it, and we're like the road that you could drive on is just one street over, and we could see the back of the stage when we were driving in. It was like,
and you could just
damn.
hear the boom, boom.
Literally when we were
boom.
driving by, that shit was just booming, booming.
Yeah, they definitely set it up nice. Like I really liked the whole setup, and
Yeah, I was surprised. I mean, I didn't really have any expectations, but I was pleasantly surprised with how they did. The stage design was really unique with like the little blocks of the lights that were always like changing.
oh yeah,
patterns
they
and
had
stuff.
these like LED like
panels. I guess.
panels of just lights, and then that was it. They didn't have screens, nothing. I mean, they had like fog machines and lasers, but
Yeah.
they didn't have other screens, and that was, I liked how simple it was, and it definitely was still like cool.
Yeah, it was very unique, and like you said, it was simple. It could spell out like letters and stuff, but it could also, it was just a lot of the time just like synced up with the lasers, so it was more it's just like the light, all the lights all together, just like really worked out well.
Exactly, especially with the music.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Because then at one point they did "I Wanna Be Where You Are" remix.
Yeah, the John Summit song, but they have their own remix of it, and we were all like, "I wanna be where you are."
That was the beginning because that was the first show that we took
Khalil to.
And
that was like literally his first show.
So that was really cool because after that, he fell in love with that song, and I really enjoyed seeing like their version of that song.
I also really like the song "Remember." The synth in it is just like ding 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 ding. It's just like groovy.
So groovy. Their songs are like secretly groovy.
Yeah, it's like this song specifically is like how the majority of their songs are, like super like airy, like reverby, like vocals, and then just like simple like synths behind it, and then just
very minimal words.
Yeah, and so that's why like I don't like most of them, but like I said, when you got such a groovy synth and the drums are going good, that shit is just...
The speakers help so much. Like, hearing a song live and just feeling the fucking boom of the song is just... It just sells it.
I remember when Marcelo was like... When we took him to Coachella the first time, he was saying like, "Oh, once I feel the beat, like you can't stop me. I just get going." And I was obviously laughing at him at the time, but just like the more that I've gone to shows and stuff, that's sunk with me. It's like, you're right, man. You're right, bro. You're right. Once I feel the beat and it gets me going, you can't stop me.
Exactly. After that, they did a lot of other bangers that I can't even just like remember. They were just going in.
It was so many.
They were just going in. Like they even did songs that aren't by them. They did "Needle on the Record." That one was really cool. Cause I really like that one, and to hear again their version, it was just really cool with like the homies in Seattle. Like what?
Yeah, I always appreciate DJs who just like make their own little mix.
Yeah, they add in like those songs that aren't theirs, and just that's my favorite part because you know that it's a good song when a DJ plays the song.
Yeah, definitely. It's also just perfect because a song like that is, like a little more lit, more faster than the songs that they would make. So to get towards the end of the show, like, and you've just been going like up the whole time, like you gotta
keep the crowd going.
You gotta keep the crowd
And
going.
then everybody, or like a lot of people would probably know the song, so you fucking play that.
Yeah.
And then you get the crowd going crazy.
Yeah. One of my favorites that they did within like the last like 20 minutes is they did a remix of Band for Band, the Essential C and Lil Baby song.
That was crazy.
That song was still like pretty new. It was super new at that point. For them to already have a remix playing, like everybody was going crazy.
On the spot, I'm pretty sure. Like that was crazy to fucking see.
The crowd went nuts. Everybody was like, ah!
If anything, I went nuts.
Oh, like, we were definitely like,
if the crowd didn't go crazy, we went crazy.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It was so cool. That one went crazy.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite that they did towards the end of the show, because by that point they only had a couple more songs, and around 12 o'clock they ended up closing it out.
Yeah, they ended like almost right at 12, and then
because we have a picture at 12:01 of all three of us when we turned around and passed our phone to somebody.
Yeah, we just asked someone to take a picture of us right at the when it closed,
and we ended up staying. We were like one of the very last people to walk out of the venue, because we have a video of all of us standing there in front of the stage, and there's nobody else.
There's nobody else. I mean, we just usually just hang out. Just fucking trying to soak it all in.
Yeah, exactly. Because like we said earlier, when are we going to be at a show in Pioneer Square again?
Pioneer Square, I was honestly amazed, and it was dope to have the homie there for the first time. So it was just cool to end the show and end the night. After that, we ended up going to Honey Court, getting some grub, and then calling it a night.
Yeah, you can't ask for a better nightcap than Honey Court.
No, after a good concert, a good dancing, you definitely need to get your nutrients up.
Yeah,
so Honey Court is the best bet at that point.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
All in all, Gorgon City was a great show for me.
I was honestly thinking that I wasn't gonna have the best time just because I don't like all their music, but you know, DJs always do better live. Like you said, when you experience a song live, it's so much different than just like sitting in your room or in the car and just listening to it. It gives you a whole different like perspective on it, and especially like mixed in and just like put into perspective of a whole set. It just like gives you a whole new point of view of the song. Because now, like, maybe I didn't like a song that was like super chill, but then I saw it live and it's like, oh, I understand it a little better. Like,
exactly. It's like when we went to see LP Gobi.
Yeah, literally.
I wouldn't personally listen to a lot of her songs, but that show was fucking crazy. That show was really good. Now we're gonna move into the score of the tour, and as you guys know, the first category that we do is the venue, and I gave it a 10, and Erik gave it a 9. I think the venue was such a great choice. Like we said, I had never heard of no one doing a show in Pioneer Square, so I didn't have any expectations. To my standards, they sold it out. It was packed from the back to the front, and I really liked how simple it was, just with the trees. Like, yeah,
that part was really cool. It was being like under the cover and the lasers like flashing off.
It was really cool for me.
Yeah, the reason that I knocked a point off of it is because the tickets were like, I think they were like $85 and then fees. So it was, I thought it was a little steep for, just like the simplicity of it. Like if the, not that it's not impressive what they did with the stage, because I do appreciate what they did and the simplicity of it, but like if they had a screen behind it, or like screens on the side, or like, I don't know, like lasers in the middle, or like a little bit more extra production, then I could have understood the price tag a little more. But especially when it was packed, like we've already said, and all it is they put fences around a block, and then tables for the bar, and then porta potties in the back. And then the stage is the thing that really, took in all the effort, but everything else was just like,
it was just fenced up.
Yeah, it was like super, like dumbed down, like Capitol Hill block party to me. So that's why I knocked a point off of it, because like I said, we'll maybe never go and see a show there in Pioneer Square ever again.
That's why I gave him a 10.
Yeah, so I definitely have high. I hold it in high regard. I definitely am gonna remember that for a long time, because like I said, when am I gonna see another show there? But just for the price really is what the one thing I couldn't knock it. The next category is the stage, and I gave this one a 6, and Claudio gave this one a 7. Even though I said that I appreciate them building it and all the effort it took into it, at the end of the day, it was very simple, and I can appreciate it and see how unique it is, and I'll probably never see a stage like it, but still, at the end of the day, the visuals were lacking for me.
Yeah, there was no visuals.
Exactly. Like like I said, it was more of a light show than anything. And so I can't give it, a super low score just because it's not it didn't have a lot going on, because it did have something going for it, but for what I wanted in just like a house show, the visuals are a big part of it. So that's why I give it such a low score.
I see. Yeah, it was very simple, like you said. That's why I give it a lower score. But I just didn't know what to expect from Pioneer Square. So it was just like, this was the first person I've seen do anything at Pioneer Square. So I couldn't like knock them too much off of their points.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I guess I was more comparing it to just like
any show that we've gone to.
Yeah. You have to ultimately put it against everything else that we've seen.
Yeah, you're right.
But got to put a screen at the very least. Because even like with Austin Mills, like we were saying, like super simple, just like colors and changing just graphics,
right.
like
but
that.
There was no screens.
But simple graphics like that, like just take the experience up a lot.
Yeah, you're right. Our next category is the atmosphere, and this is the category that we changed, just so y'all know. In this category, I gave it a 9, and Erik gave it a 10. I feel like everybody was dancing and stuff, but as the show went on, even in my videos, I could see a lot of people just having a lot of conversations. And that's almost one of my pet peeves, even though I have conversations throughout the show. I'm just like are you not trying to see the show? Like, you guys can like step to the back if you're trying to have a conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, we definitely like we'll say something about the song, or like I don't know. We make jokes all the time, but it's probably like 5%.
I had people in the videos that were turned like back, even though
that's my worst.
Even though I like dancing with the homies and I turn around, but having a full-blown conversation and just like forgetting about the show and you're not really dancing, it's like maybe just step back and then you guys can just have a conversation,
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I knocked off the atmosphere.
I feel you. I mean, I didn't have any complaints. Like we said, everybody was dancing. Everybody was having a good time. I do remember a lot of people having conversations, but by the time Gorgon City came out, I felt that everybody was like
locked in.
Everybody was locked in dancing. Like, you're 100% right. When we were there for like Max Styler, everybody was kind of just turned around. Like, but if it's the opener, like, not that I'm discrediting any people that are opening acts at all, because he was going in, he was doing a really good job from what we saw. But at the end of the day, people buy the tickets to the show for the main act.
Sure. I feel like I saw a couple of times at the Gorgon City, but we just might have to agree to disagree.
My experience is not your experience, big dog.
Hey, I'm just letting you know that there was a couple times that I saw it.
Hey, I believe you. The next category is how good was the artist's performance. And for this one, Claudio gave it a 10 and I gave it a 9. The reason that I gave it a 9 is because, like I said, I'm not a fan of all their music. So for it to start really slow, I was just like, not like, I don't want to say like worried, but I definitely like weary of where it was going to go. But throughout the show, they proved me wrong and turned it up to 10 by the time it was over. It's just like, at the end of the day, I don't like every single one of their songs, so that's why I gave it a 9.
I see. I mean, since I was waiting for them, or like I wanted to see them when I went to the Coachella, I had already known about them, and then I was listening to their songs to get ready for the show, and I enjoyed the whole show, and also the opener was going in my opinion. So I personally gave them a 10 because at the end of the day, they did their songs great, and then they came in with songs that aren't theirs, and they did it really good. So it was cool to see them go in, and that's why I gave it a 10. Our last category is the theme, and this category they fell real bad.
Yeah, wah.
Because I gave it a 2, and Erik also gave it a 2. In this category, it was not it.
No, I initially almost gave it a 1 because I really felt like there was no theme.
Oh, that's right.
But then when we were planning it, like, you reminded me of the poster, and I literally remember seeing that poster everywhere around Seattle posted everywhere, because we were, like we said, we were going out every weekend, so it was on telephone poles everywhere. So I was seeing it all over the place, and the colors of the poster matched all the lasers and stuff. So I can't give it a 1. 1 would basically mean that they didn't put any effort at all. They literally put the most tiniest smidgen of effort.
Yeah, Gorgon City is, I don't know if they're signed or they own the Realm record, but that's a record company, and they do a lot of Realm shows like throughout the world. And if I'm not mistaken, this was their first time doing it here in Seattle, and they had Gorgon City headline it, and all the other supporting acts were part of Realm Records.
So I didn't actually know that.
That was one of the reasons why I gave it a 2, because it had a little bit of theme, but not that much.
Yeah, I mean,
for my liking.
I wouldn't have known that from what they put out there.
That's why it was like a 2. They didn't really do that much promoting or anything.
Yeah,
but having all the posters in Seattle.
Yeah, I mean that definitely goes a long way. Everybody's gonna see it. Everybody's walking around in Seattle. My total score ended up being a 36.
And mine ended up being a 38.
Which makes it a 74 a go. Barely. It was almost a must go. Snuck right in to go. And I think that's fair because, like we were saying earlier, it's a very niche set of
very
EDM.
Niche.
You have to,
because even you like a lot of house music,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's niche even in house as a subgenre. So you definitely have to have a certain ear.
And you gotta know their songs, honestly.
Yeah,
to enjoy it.
Yeah, because it's a lot of their songs are like you'd sing along kind of thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the craziest beat. A lot of them are simplistic.
It doesn't have crazy. Exactly. It doesn't have any crazy drops or anything like that. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Excuse me. You're not going crazy. You're just literally dancing the whole entire time.
Yeah, but if you like dancing, go.
It's a go.
It's a go. That's for sure.
If you give it a try, I promise you won't like leave.
Yeah, you won't be disappointed
like, exactly
if you went and saw them.
It'll be a good show.
Yeah.
If you went or if you didn't go.
The price would also affect. If it was just Gorgon City, then it would have been a little cheaper. So if they like go on their solo dolo tour and you can see them, then I would definitely recommend.
Yeah, that's also why it wasn't a must go, probably because the price was so high.
Yeah, maybe if we got there like earlier and
saw more of the
took
acts.
all the acts, we might have appreciated it a little more. But you know,
at the end of the day, that's the Pitcrew stamp right there. It's a go.
It's a go.
Nothing higher or nothing lower. But like for me personally, I really enjoyed the show. It was a great show. I wouldn't have asked to be anywhere else that night. I mean, maybe in another country, but here in Seattle, that was the place I would have been at.
No, yeah, it was definitely worth going. And it was worth my money. I wish it was cheaper, but you know, with all the things we've already said, it was definitely worth the money to go have such an experience.
Exactly.
All right, so as we end every show, we're going to go over some concerts coming up, and we actually found a couple new ones that we didn't include last episode.
Yeah.
Which was filmed just a week ago.
I mean, just a shout out, we're going to go to Jersey tonight.
Literally tonight, a couple hours.
And then Disco Lines tomorrow.
Yeah, that technically isn't on the list, but we are going to those concerts.
So we just had to shout them out.
Yeah.
Just so y'all know those episodes are coming.
In a while, because we got to catch up. But
we got to get to January. We're barely in July. But I'm not lying.
The first show that we're going to recommend is Tom and Collins, which is on January 24th, next week. And they're a house duo, and they got a couple of bangers for sure.
Yeah.
And like I said, last week we just missed it on our research, but once we
Erik
saw it,
doesn't do that good of a research, but once I was looking it up, I found out.
Right. See how he's laughing and I'm not laughing?
Yeah, because he knows it's true. He didn't want me to expose him. But the next show is Foster the People on January 25th. And like we said last episode, Craig's got a quick hands.
All the other kids with the pumped up kicks. Don't have to say much more for that.
Literally. That's a classic banger.
Literally. The next show is, still don't know how to say it, Le Imperatrice.
Trice.
Please excuse my pronunciation. It's going to be on the screen.
Yeah, make sure they don't watch our podcast because
they're
going to make sure they have a sign outside their show to not let us in.
I'm sorry that I am not fluent in French. I apologize. But their show is January 31st.
The Coachella band we missed and we might go see.
Yeah. All right. The next show is Excision on February 8th and 9th. Yeah. Excision is a dubstep DJ. And
that so many people love.
Yeah, especially here in Washington. Super popular because he has like a yearly I forget what the event is called, but he does it he's done it for like the last couple of years.
Or something like that.
That would make sense. His logo is literally a giant X.
It's giant X.
Yeah. But not something I am looking forward to because I'm not the biggest fan of dubstep, but I know that a lot of people here in Washington are dubstep fans, and they're definitely gonna sell out that show. I can guarantee you it's gonna be sold out, and it's at the Tacoma Dome, I'm pretty sure.
And it's 2 nights.
Literally 2 nights. So you have to be somebody to do 2 nights back to back in any city. That just shows you how much,
especially in Seattle. Like what?
Yeah, Yeah, so I know that one's going to be packed for sure, and there's definitely a lot of people that are watching this from Washington that are going to consider going to this show. That's why we put it on the list.
Especially Alexis.
Oh, yeah, Alexis is going to love that one. The next show is 070 Shake, which
070?
is 070 070.
I mean, I don't know how to say her name.
I don't fucking know how she pronounces it. But she's
when
gonna
she
be
wants
here.
to feel, she puts her hand on the stove
to see if I still bleed on Mamas.
But that's the only way I know her, from her Kanye features.
Yeah, literally me too. She's gonna be here on February 14th. So if you're looking for a little Valentine's Day gift, there you go.
Oh, take this shawty.
The day before.
The next concert we're doing is Tommy Richmond, and
He don't ever rep a set, baby.
if you ain't ever represent, I think you should go watch him, because
If you're $1 million baby, then you should pull up.
you gotta be there on February 19th. That one's gonna be a good show. That one's another one that Alexis is really gonna like. So
Yeah.
if you guys show up and you guys see him, let us know. Actually, another show that he's gonna like is the Common Kings on February 20th. He's the one that put me on.
He is the Common King.
He is the Common King. So you guys gotta pull up. He's gonna be there with his girlfriend. So ladies, don't get too excited. Yeah, that one's gonna be a good show. They're just a bunch of chill guys doing Hawaiian style music.
Definitely a chill vibe. The next show is Destroy Lonely on March 1st, and I saw him at the Showbox Soto. I've also seen him at Coachella. And I think he's a good performer. He's I don't know that I like him better than Playboy Cardi, but I like him better than Ken Carson.
Definitely.
He's a lot more like musically inclined than just like making turnt shit. Even though he does make turnt shit, it's gonna be a lot of mosh pits,
That one's gonna be a
lot
good
of
show.
jumping around. That shit's gonna be lit. And the last show that we're gonna talk about is Tyler the Creator and Lil Yachty as the opener, and they will both be here 2 days, March 2nd and 3rd.
What?
They're
They're gonna be
Climate
here
Pledge.
at 2 days,
Yeah,
bruh.
at the Climate Pledge.
We might have to go both nights. But
He's not Fred again.
hey, it was a joke, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't got that much money.
Yeah,
We're only
Yeah.
gonna go see him one night,
yeah.
and we also saw both of them at Coachella. So we've seen them plenty.
And we've seen them both in Seattle.
You're like that, ladies and gentlemen.
We saw Lil Yachty at the Paramount. We saw Tyler at...
The Climate Pledge.
Yeah, we did.
So it should be a great show. Y'all definitely got to pull up to that one if y'all ain't gonna pull up to any other show on our list.
Yeah, that's the one that I'd recommend the most. Tyler the Creator is a great performer. Lil Yachty is lit as well. Like the duo is gonna do great, and he's doing his new album, so it's gonna be a lot of new music.
He is doing Chromacopia, right?
It's the Chromacopia tour.
Come on.
It's gonna be fire. Because last time we saw him, it was Call Me If You Get Lost. So the whole stage, his whole outfit, everything's gonna be different.
Before we close out, I gotta go take a piss. So, ladies and gentlemen, you guys just wait.
They'll be here. I hope so.
Well, guys, thank you for waiting for me to come back. I appreciate it. I think that's all the concerts we have. It was a great episode in my opinion. Gorgon City was a blast. You guys should check us out on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter.
We don't have a Twitter, actually.
Well, Twitter doesn't exist. That's why we don't have a Twitter.
We don't have
guys.
an X either.
I mean, Erik doesn't have an ex because he doesn't ever get girls, but that's on a different story. My Instagram is
Nobody cares what your Instagram is, bro.
at Claudio B _11. And if any of you single girls are trying to get at my boy,
You're a fool. My Instagram is EJH. Fuck, bro. You made me. God, so fucking stupid. My Instagram.
chat, he's cooked.
My Instagram is EJAHYY. Any single ladies out there?
All the single ladies. Put your hands up.
But even though this episode wasn't as eventful as the last one, I can guarantee that the next episode is going to be jam-packed. Or actually, the next two, because the next episode is going to be a festival-exclusive episode.
It's going to be our July festivals or June?
No, they were both in July.
July festival. So our summer festivals, that's going to be the next episode, just to let y'all know to watch out for that one.
Yeah, Day Trip and
Capitol Hill Block Party.
Capitol Hill Block Party. You're right.
Check out our playlists. Right now we have all the Jersey and Disco Line songs in there, but I will change it to probably the Tyler Creator songs after that. So if you guys are looking to go to that show, check out our playlist.
Yeah, it's always linked down in the description, and basically it's just a Spotify playlist that Claudio updates every time that we're going to go to a show, so you guys can get an idea of
the shows that we're going to be.
Yeah, one, who we're going to go see, but two, so you can check them out and see if you're trying to go to them as well. It's a great way to get introduced to the artists that we're talking about.
Definitely check out our last episode. We mentioned it a lot this episode. It was our
May recap. We went to 3 shows that month.
2024.
So that episode is super jam-packed with...
It should drop tonight. So definitely check that out.
Yeah, by the time you're seeing this, it's already been out for a week. So make sure you guys go check that one out. And... every episode, I'm going to shout out Coachella, because I think we're at 90 days until weekend 2. Or, no, it's...
I think last episode you said 91 days.
Yeah, so it's at... it's upon
coming
us.
up at the very least.
The countdown
you guys
is more
be ready.
than upon us. So, again, check out our Coachella episodes. We have 2 parts of the episode, or of the 2024 Coachella. We have an episode on 2023's Coachella, and it's basically the biggest event of the year, so it's what I'm always looking forward to.
I'm already 1 day into the playlist. Once I have all 3 days, I'll get it uploaded for you guys, so you guys can start getting ready for Coachella with us.
Yep. Other than that, thank you.
Thank you for sticking around.
Make sure you guys subscribe.
Just so y'all know, I put him on to Jersey.
You just been capping this whole episode.
Okay.
Left and right.
Okay, I guess.
Ladies and gentlemen, peace.
You guys decide who put who on. Let us know in the comments. Peace.
Yeah, I'm cutting that part out. That's not making it in.